Let me start with a question. When you hear the word self-confidence, what do you imagine? Someone loud, someone always smiling, someone who never doubts themselves. That image is one of the reasons you struggle. Because real self-confidence is not that. Real self-confidence is not about being the loudest person in the room. It is not about never feeling fear, never feeling insecure, never feeling shy. Real self-confidence is quieter. It is the feeling of, I may be nervous, but I can handle this. I do not know everything, but I can learn. I am not perfect, but I am not useless. It is a steady belief that you can rely on yourself. In this video, we are going to talk about how to improve that kind of self-confidence. Not fake bravado, not pretending. Real, practical confidence that you can feel in your body and in your decisions. And if you are on a journey of building yourself from the inside out, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you stay surrounded by ideas and tools that grow your mind, your emotional strength, and your life a little more every week. Now, let us start by breaking a few myths about self-confidence. Myth 1. Confident people do not feel fear. Not true. Confident people feel fear, but they do not treat fear as a stop sign. They treat it as a signal that something is new, important, or uncertain. They feel the fear and then ask, what is the next small action I can still take? Meanwhile, insecure people feel fear and tell themselves a story. This means I am weak. This means I cannot do it. The difference is not the emotion. It is the interpretation and the response. Myth 2. Confidence appears when life finally gets easier. Many people think, I will be confident when I lose weight, when I make more money, when I have a partner, when I get that job. But confidence does not come from results first. It comes from the way you show up on the way to those results. If you wait for everything to be perfect to feel confident, you will wait forever. Myth 3. Confidence is a personality trait. As if some people were born with it and others were not. In reality, self-confidence is much more like a skill. You can train it. You can grow it. Yes, some people have more natural extroversion or boldness, but even they can be insecure on the inside. And people who are quiet or introverted can have very deep, very solid confidence. So, if confidence is a skill, the real question becomes, how do I train it? Let us look at 4 pillars: self-respect, self-trust, self-talk, self-exposure. First, self-respect. You cannot feel confident in a person you secretly do not respect. If you constantly act against your own values, you will feel a quiet shame inside. And that shame will eat your confidence. Self-respect starts with how you treat yourself in private. When nobody is watching, do you keep promises to yourself? Or do you constantly break them? It can be small things. You say, I will wake up at this time. I will study for 30 minutes. I will not text that person again. When you follow through, even if the action is small, you send your brain a message. I am a person who does what they say. Slowly, respect grows. When you do not follow through, again and again, you send the opposite message. My own word means nothing. And then you stand in front of a mirror and try to love yourself. But deep down, you know you are not treating yourself seriously. So one of the most powerful ways to improve your self-confidence is not to repeat affirmations, but to become a person you can respect. Start small. Choose 1 or 2 tiny commitments per day. Make them so small that you cannot say, "It is impossible." Drink a glass of water after you wake up. Do 10 minutes of reading. Write 3 sentences in a journal. Walk for 10 minutes. Whatever it is, do it because you said you would. This is how self-respect starts to rise. Second, self-trust. Self-respect asks, do I admire the way I act? Self-trust asks, do I believe I can handle what comes? Many people do not trust themselves because they only measure their capacity by their past. They think, I failed before, so I will fail again. But self-trust is not the certainty that you will always win. It is the belief that even if you fall, you will get up. It sounds like, I might not know exactly what to do, but I trust that I can learn, adapt, and figure things out step by step. How do you build that feeling? By collecting evidence. Look back at your life. There were moments you thought, I will not survive this. This is too much. And yet, you are here. Maybe you did not handle it perfectly, but you handled it enough to reach this moment. Your brain forgets that, so you need to remind it. You can even write a list. Hard things I have survived and handled. Breakups, embarrassment, financial stress, family conflict, health scares. When you look at that list, you are not inflating your ego. You are telling the truth. I have evidence that I can go through difficulty. Then, in your current challenges, you add another sentence. I have done hard things before. This is another one. I can grow through this too. Self-trust also grows when you tolerate small discomfort on purpose. When you do things that are slightly outside your comfort zone. Speaking up in a meeting. Asking a question instead of pretending you understood. Starting a conversation with someone you find intimidating. Every time you do that, you show your nervous system that discomfort does not kill you. It is just a sensation you can survive. Third, self-talk. The way you speak to yourself in your head is either building confidence or destroying it. Imagine you had a friend who spoke to you the way you speak to yourself. You are so stupid. You always mess things up. Everyone is better than you. Why did you say that? You are embarrassing. Would you call that friend supportive? Of course not. And yet, many people let this voice live rent-free in their mind for years. Then they ask, why am I not confident? Self-confidence cannot grow in a mental environment of constant abuse. This does not mean you should only think you are amazing all the time. You still want honesty. But you want a tone that is firm, not cruel. You want the voice of a good coach, not a bully. A bully says, you failed. You are worthless. A good coach says, you failed. Let us see what we can learn and improve. So, pay attention to the exact words you use with yourself. When you notice that harsh voice, you can pause and change the sentence. Instead of, I always mess up, say, I did not do my best here. Next time I will try this and this. Instead of, I am shy, I am awkward, say, I feel shy in some situations, and that is human. I can still take small actions. You are not lying. You are speaking to yourself with dignity. Self-confidence is deeply connected to the way you describe yourself to yourself. If your story is, I am broken, your body will respond with insecurity. If your story is, I am learning, your body will respond with more openness and strength. Fourth, self-exposure. Confidence does not grow in imagination alone. You can watch motivational videos, repeat phrases, read books. But at some point, you need to step into situations that require courage. This does not mean throwing yourself into the deepest water on day one. It means gradual exposure. Like training a muscle. If you want more confidence in social situations, you start small. Eye contact, a good morning, a simple compliment, then a short conversation, then sharing your opinion in a group, then presenting something you prepared. Every step is slightly uncomfortable, but not impossibly terrifying. This gradual exposure builds experience. And experience is one of the strongest sources of confidence. You move from, I hope I can do this, to, I know I can do this because I have done similar things before. Notice something important. Confidence comes after the action more than before. If you wait to feel confident before doing something new, you will stay stuck. Often, you must act while feeling insecure, and the confidence arrives later. Now, let us talk about comparison. Comparison is one of the fastest ways to destroy your self-confidence. You open social media. You see someone younger with more money, someone older with a stable family, someone with a body you wish you had, someone with a career you dream about. Your brain takes all of that and says, you are behind. You are not enough. But remember, you are comparing your behind the scenes to their highlights. You are comparing your full story to a filtered image. You do not see their doubts, their therapy sessions, their fights, their loneliness, their failures. Comparison also ignores context. People have different starting points, different privileges, different help, different challenges. Measuring your worth against someone else's result is like judging a book only by how many pages it has, not by the story. Instead of comparison, practice reference. You can look at someone and think, they show me what is possible. Not, they prove I am nothing. You can get inspired without using them as a weapon against yourself. The only fair comparison is you with your past self. Ask, am I a little more honest than last year? A little more disciplined? A little more kind to myself and others? A little more courageous in the things that matter? If yes, your confidence can grow naturally. Now there is another enemy of self-confidence: perfectionism. You tell yourself, if I do it, it must be perfect. If I cannot do it perfectly, I will not do it at all. So you never start, you never try, or you start and quit very quickly because you see that your first attempts are messy. But that is how skills and confidence are built. Nobody walks perfectly the first time they stand up as a baby. They fall, they wobble. Imagine if a baby thought, this is not elegant, I should give up. Sounds ridiculous, but many adults do exactly that with new things. Language, social skills, presentations, creative projects. They expect smoothness on day one. Healthy confidence is not, I am amazing from the beginning. It is, I allow myself to be a beginner. I do not confuse early awkwardness with permanent failure. If you embrace being a beginner, your confidence has room to grow. If you demand perfection, your confidence will stay stuck. Let us make this practical with a simple structure you can use. Think of it as a daily confidence practice. 3 parts. 1, one promise. 2, one stretch. 3, one respectful sentence. One promise. Every day, choose one small thing you will do for yourself. It can be physical, mental, emotional. Write it down, then do it. That trains self-respect. One stretch. Every day, choose one small action that is a little outside your comfort zone. Not huge, just one step above what feels totally safe. That trains self-trust and exposure. One respectful sentence. Every day, catch yourself once when your inner voice is being cruel. Replace that sentence with something firm, honest, and kind. That trains self-talk. If you repeat this structure for weeks and months, your confidence will not explode suddenly, but it will grow quietly, steadily. You will notice that situations that used to paralyze you start to feel doable. You will still feel nervous, but beneath the nerves, you will sense a base of, I can handle this. I can be here. Before we finish, there is one more important point. Self-confidence is not about believing you are better than everyone else. That is arrogance. Arrogance is fragile. It depends on others being less. True confidence is different. It sounds like, I am not better than anyone, but I am also not less. I am a human with strengths and weaknesses, and I am willing to grow. When you see yourself like that, you do not need to step on others to feel tall. You can admire other people's success without feeling threatened. You can accept corrections without collapsing. You can admit, I do not know. Without thinking, that makes you worthless. That kind of confidence makes you easier to live with, for yourself and for everyone around you. So, if you've spent years telling yourself that you are shy, broken, weak, or just not confident, I want you to consider the possibility that confidence is not a gift you missed. It is a muscle you have not been shown how to train. From today, you can start with one promise, one stretch, one respectful sentence, day after day. And if this message spoke to you, subscribe to this channel so you keep walking with guidance, reminders, and tools that help you build not just louder confidence, but deeper confidence. The kind that stays with you in the quiet moments when nobody is clapping and you still know, I am worth showing up for.